The biggest event in comics is finally here. Doomsday Clock is going to bring the Watchmen into the DCU proper and explain what's been going on in the DC Comics universe for the last 5 years.
From the creative team of Jeff Johns and Gary Frank, Doomsday Clock Issue 1 drops November 22nd, and Phil and I have prepared a little primer for everyone in case you need background before the 12 issues drops.
Of course, spoiler alert, if you haven't read Watchmen or anything DCU related in the last 10 years, you may want to stop now.
And go read it.
The Watchmen graphic novel from the creative team of Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons depicted a world where Russia and the US were on the verge of nuclear war, with tensions at an all-time high. However, the main conflict comes from the murder of the comedian, a not-so-nice former hero. Rorschach, a masked vigilante, starts to see threads between the comedian's death and something bigger. What follows is a journey for the truth, as Rorschach recruits other former heroes to join his cause. This brief synopsis can't do the story justice, but the TLDR version is that Ozymandias, another former hero, was the mastermind behind the comedian's murder. The comedian discovered Ozymandias' plan to stop the two nuclear powers from destroying the world. Despite Rorschach, Silk Spectre, Dr. Manhattan, and Night Owl's best efforts, Ozymandias unleashes a mutant squid alien thing upon New York City, killing thousands. His rationale was that if the US and Russia had the threat of aliens arrive, they would put aside their differences to work together, thus bringing peace to the world. Night Owl, Silk Spectre, and Dr. Manhattan agree to keep Ozymandias a secret, but Rorschach doesn't. He leaves Ozzy's lair committed to telling the world what happened, but Dr. Manhattan kills him before he can. Ozymandias' plan ultimately works as peace comes to the world. Dr. Manhattan leaves Earth to live in exile, and the rest of the heroes go on to live normal lives. But Rorschach left his journal with everything he learned with a newspaper, in hopes that someone will read his story.
In 2011, DC Comics launched the Flashpoint story event that saw Barry Allen, aka The Flash, go back in time to save his mother from being murdered. This set off a series of events that would change the world as readers know it. Before the world can be destroyed by the brutal war between the Amazons and the Atlanteans, Barry went back in time to set things right, but in the process caused the creation of New 52 Universe, a continuity that would set heroes back to square one. Superman was no longer married, and characters who once had a history together didn't. It was an initiative to bring new readers in without decades of continuity to lean on. 5 years later, DC Comics launched the Rebirth, a story that would meld the New 52 and pre-New 52 continuities. Once thought to be the doing of Pandora, one of the Trinity of Sin, it was revealed that Dr. Manhattan, the almost omnipotent powerhouse from Watchmen, was the being behind the creation of the New 52. He's the one who has taken years from our heroes' lives. Left with a single button at the end of Rebirth, the Flash and Batman have been on the case. However, trying to figure out who is behind it all has proven difficult. Doomsday Clock is set to answer a lot of questions about the DC Universe, but it's inevitably going to raise even more.
Yeah, like, what's Dr. Manhattan's plan? How does the DCU fit into all of this? And how the hell is Rorschach back from the dead?
Simmer down. It's November 22nd. We're going to have to wait it out.
Fine. But just check back with Player.One for all your Doomsday Clock needs and comic book needs.